What's up, guys? Today we are back to Waven, and I am going to present you the class I fell head over heels for. But first, please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and like the video. It really helps support the channel. So, in Waven, you can choose between 5 classes, each of them having 5 variation. I'm gonna show you that right now. Alright, so yeah. Each of them having 5 variation, and when I first started, I knew nothing about the game. I didn't even play the alphas or beta versions, even though I had access. And honestly, I was kinda overwhelmed by the choices presented to me, because as you can see, there are like 5 classes, as I said, and you can't quite see the variation just yet, but I was on a Discord and everyone was talking about it, so I had like 25 choices. So yeah, I hope that this video will help you understand the class I chose and maybe make you want to play it. So the little trick to see the variation is that like when you are first starting the game, you are going to end up on this interface. And you have to click on Experience Player Vision button right here, and then you can access to the class variation. So I personally picked the Archer. It's called Kra. So right here you click on select, and then you've got the 5 variation. I picked this one, the Shaden Shiru. Right here you can see hero passive. So the class passive allows you to reduce the cost of your next spell by 1 action point every time you teleport. And obviously my whole deck building is oriented around that. So let's just get into it. I already have my own. Okay. So if you click on the little sword right here, you will have access to your deck editor, and I'm just gonna explain you why I made the deck like this, why I picked each spells and stuff. So in terms of items, I picked the No Prob Ring because maybe I'll start with the skills actually. It would be much clearer. So when you hit level 15, you can select one of these 4 passive. It's additional to your basic passive that is class related, the action point reduction of your next spell when you teleport. And then at level 30, you can pick another one again. So this class, just like most of them, reaches its full potential at level 13. So when you are level 15, the first passive that I recommend that you take is Shaden Alignment. When your hero teleports, it inflicts 5% of their max health on opponents in line with them. And for that very reason, I am like all my stats are into health points because my attack will not be based on my own attack, it's based on my max health. So the more health you have with that passive, the more you will hit, and it heals all opponents in line with you, like on the whole map. So it's pretty cool. In terms of stats, obviously, at the beginning of the game, these cost 50 points, so it's pretty expensive, and you can buy them right now, but the ratio is the best. Like this is the most expensive are the one that you want to take first. So what I recommend is that you put your points into the first one, and when you're ready to buy the last one, you just click reset. It costs a bit of camas. It's pretty cheap, honestly. Even I'm maxed out and it only costs this much. So you put everything in the first one that is pretty cheap, and when you've got 50 points, you just reset and you buy this one, and you will have more stats than you used to have. So yeah, you just build full health because you want to have as much health as possible. You want to take the spells as well, Shaden Alienation, so it allows you to draw one spell, and if you combo. So combos are like you use an actual spell, and if you use that one after that, it's called a combo. And if you do that, you will get one more card that is called Archer in your hand. And this card allows you to teleport. And remember, guys, every time you teleport, your next spell is going to cost one less action point. And you're also, thanks to your passive, going to inflict 5% of the max health points, like, to every enemies in line with you. So this is insane. You really need this spell. You also want this one, Shaden Transfer, because it switches your position with the enemy you're targeting. This here, you're targeting with the spell, you know. So this is also counting as a teleportation. So the place you're going to end up in, you're gonna inflict 5% damage all over again. So the whole gameplay, as I said, is basically based on teleporting, inflicting damage on everyone in line with you, and reducing the cost of your next spell. So you want to teleport, use a spell, teleport, use a spell, and that over and over again. It's pretty simple, to be honest. But don't get me wrong, it's not that easy. Like, there are a lot of placements involved, deck management, like the rotation of your cards and stuff. But we'll talk about that later on. So then you've got Shaden Round Trip. It teleports you up to 2 cells, and it inflicts 50% of your attack on the enemies around. This spell is not really there to deal actual damage thanks to the spell, but most of them aren't, to be honest. It's the teleportation that are going to hit. And since you go back to the place you were, it teleports to the initial position, you are going to do 2 teleportation for this spell. Like, first one, you teleport up to 2 cells, so you are going to deal damage based on your max health on the first teleportation, and on the second one you are going back to your place, so you are again dealing damage when going back to your place. Then you've got Escape, teleports your hero up to 3 cells, and you've got Ataraxia, draw 2 spells if there are no opponents around your hero. This is pretty cool to refill your hand, because since you reduce the cost of your spells, you are going to burn a lot of them really quickly, and you really want to draw as much as possible every round. Now, for the last passive, when you reach level 30, I have 2 recommendations. If you are playing endgame and you want to farm high level content, you really should take Shaden Recovery. When your hero teleports, it heals inline allies by 5% of their max health. So it's pretty much the same as Shaden alignments. Every time you teleport, you are going to do something based on your max HP. Shaden alignments allows you to deal damage. This one allows you to heal. But there is a little trick to this. I've seen a lot of people making videos about this class, and most of them are playing this one. And this is normal because it's a little tricky. Like, it says that it heals inline allies by 5% of your max health. But the thing is, your hero is considered in line with themselves. So every time you teleport, you're not only going to deal damage thanks to this passive, you're also going to heal yourself by the same amount of damage that you deal to your enemy. So basically, every time you teleport, you deal damage around you, like to the people in line with you, through all the maps, and you heal yourself. And imagine you're playing with an ally and you end up in line with him, you're also healing him. But this is just insane. So if you're farming endgame content, you really should do that. It really secures the run. It allows you to do crazy shit. It is the best passive, in my opinion. If you are farming low level content, though, you should probably take Shaden Archer. It allows all your Archer spells to be replaced by super Archer spells, which basically makes you like, it allows you to teleport more easily to the the places you want. Because if you don't have super archer, every time you use archer, you can only teleport your hero onto one of the closest cell on the edge of the board. If you've got super archer, you can teleport your hero to an inline cell on the edge of the field. So like you've got the pictures right here when I click on the passive. Just wait a second. Right here, my bad. There is Archer Ephemeral and Super Archer Ephemeral, and you've got the pictures. Like you're not just forced to go to the closest cell, you can go to the further. So it really allows you to make the best out of every teleportation, which isn't the case with Shaden Recovery. You can have some teleportation that are like you're not going to deal damage with the old teleportation. You're obviously always going to heal you, but you're not always going to maximize your damage output. With this one, you are going to do so. So if you want to farm low level monsters to farm really fast, you should take this one. You are going to be much faster, more efficient. But if you are farming high level monsters, you should always take this one. This is the best one. And this is with these two that I managed to clear the whole game in solo. So it is really a strong class. So that's for the skills. Now with the items. Obviously, since you are going to deal damage based on your health points, you want to maximize your health points. You don't really care about your attack. Obviously, attack is important, but this is not how the deck building is oriented on. So no problem. It gives 50% health to your hero. This is when it's maxed out. And if you right click there, you can see I upgraded everything. But if you're just starting, this is my main, so obviously I want everything. But if you're just starting, what you have to prioritize is getting this one, this skill. It allows you to earn 30% health to your hero. Health to the companion, useless, useless, useless. Spell damage, this isn't like, it's not a must-have. The must-have on this item is the 20% health to your hero, obviously. Then you've got the opulent ring. You want to get the health on your hero as well, and that's about it. Then you've got the jelly ring. You want this one. The higher your item is, the more HP you get. Mine is only level 9. It's pretty hard to upgrade it. So you want to take this one. This is a must-have. And then all the other ones are not must-have, but this one is kind of cool to have. So you can reduce his damage taken from attacks. And then you've got the steel ring. At the start of the fight, it gives you 20% health to your hero. So when you start the fight, you are going like, I have this amount of health points, but at the beginning of the fight, I'm gonna have 20% more. So you really want this one, and it says start at the start of the fight, but after the first run, obviously you keep the health that you earn. So it's gonna increase your damage output and healing output throughout the whole game. Then you've got 5% health to your hero. You want that, obviously. This one is not a must-have, but it's cool to have as well. And that's about it. So obviously you want all the skills that are on your items that gives you health increases. And then you've got the marble band. So it's when you attack, so the attack is this damage, when you are moving on the map. The attack, it adds the rapid repositioning spell in your hand, and this is just an additional way to teleport your character. So this is insane. You really want to have this one. If you crit, you can add Show of Reflection. It's another spell. It's not a must-have, but it's cool to have. But don't get this app. Obviously, what you want first is the action point reduction of rapid positioning. This way, it only costs 1. And remember, if you teleport, you reduce the cost of your next spell, so it can even cost 0. So you want this one. You want the health on your hero, obviously. These two are must-have, and the third that is must-have is this one. It adds a cell to the rapid repositioning spell range. So everything else, as you saw, I took it all. It's cool to have, but I just want to show you like the minimum you have to invest to make the build really, really strong. Now, for the companions, you want Yaki, Griffon, Untamed Recruit, and Decrypt Champion. Obviously, on this one, you want to have the -2 action point to the cost of the drone spell. It is pretty strong, and obviously, since yeah, you want this one. Everything else is not a must-have. Then you've got Untamed Recruit. You want critical it -2 action points to the cost of the drone spell. Like every time you're going to you have these to draw spell, but if you reduce the cost, it's even better. So you want to take that. Obviously, since it's based on your crits, you also want to increase the crit of this companion, and then everything else is secondary. My bad. We are back to this one. Then you've got Griffon. If you invoke him, when it spawns, it draws 2 spells. So you want to again get the critical effects and critical hit. And the rest is good to have, but not must have. On Yaki, you absolutely want the spawn +1 reserve action points, and everything else is secondary. Now, we've covered the companions, we've covered the items. Let's talk about the spells. So we talked about all these already. You can get them through the skills, the skill tree, you know. Then you've got I'm gonna put them all together. You've got all the shuriken actually. You've got all the shuriken right here. These are class related. You absolutely want to use them. If you combo with them, it allows you to make teleportation, or this one even like these 3 teleports. These 3 teleports you every time you use them, so it allows you to deal damage as well as doing damage with your spell, obviously. And if you crit, you get Archer. This is a spell, like right here. So you absolutely want to get the critical effect and critical hit bonus on all the Shuriken spells. This way you will have archers most of the time in your hands because you are going to teleport, you are going to crit, you know. So and the more you teleport, the more you reduce your spell cost and stuff like that. So this is really the best way to snowball on this build, on this deck building, you know. So the whole theory crafting is about the teleportation and how to maximize them. Then obviously you've got the combo on all of them. I'm not gonna explain them all to you, like you just gotta read. The one that is really important that I'm going to explain to you is probably this one. And as you see, this is the only shuriken that doesn't actually teleport you while using the spell directly, but it teleports you if you use it at a combo. So it teleports your hero behind the target. The thing is, if you kill the target with the damage of the spell, you are not going to be teleported. So keep that in mind. It's a little detail about the interaction that you gotta know. And besides that, that's about it. Like you take critical effect and critical hit bonus just like any other, and then you can get if you crit, you get the archer. This is one of my favorite spell. It's kind of hard to use because it costs 5s, and since to teleport you have to combo it. Like on the others, the combo is obviously quite good, but like I really like this one because the teleportation is triggered by the combo, so you really want to combo when using it. And to do that, you gotta have a bit of a action point in reserve and stuff like that. So I like it because it is one of the hardest spells to use. Now, you also got Biting Arrow. So this spell basically allows you to get Archer in your hand, which is a teleportation. Every time you've got Archer, it's the Archer spell. It allows you to teleport and therefore deal damage and move on the map. So obviously you want all spells that give you Archer in your hand. So you've got Binding Arrow, you've got Tactical Fire, you've got Provoking Point, and you've got Stormy Bolt. And these four, but only if you crit. And now why am I playing Iridescent Points and Repelling Points? This is pretty easy to understand. First one, this one pushes the target 2 cells if the target is 2 cells or less away. And the little trick with Iridescent Points is that you can use it on yourself. So sometimes you want to move on the map a bit further than what your attack can allow you to reach. And it's a very opening hand starter. Like on many combats, you want to head straight into the fight to maximize your damage output and stuff like that, because you're going to have everyone aligned and deal damage through your teleportation. So the Iridescent Point often allows you, if you send it on you, you cast the spell on yourself, you move 2 cells ahead, like you are going to go forward to the enemies, and then you can move, use your attack. Don't forget, your attack gives you a teleportation thanks to the mob band, so you are going to attack a target, then teleport, and whatever. I'm going to release a lot of videos about the gameplay. I'm not going to explain too much how it works. It's much better to see it live. But yeah, so Iridescent Point and Repelling Point, they are both used either to repel the enemies or to move yourself on the map to reach some targets more easily, you know. So that's about it about the whole deck building. If you want to know more about the gameplay, obviously check my YouTube. I'm going to release a shitload of fights because I'm quite in love with the hero, the class, you know. So yeah, I've seen a lot of people building similar builds or sometimes even the same, but not many of them use Shaden recovery, or even if they do, like I found their video to be not that great. Like it's not detailed and stuff, and I kind of like to explain things so people can really understand the mechanics behind it all. So here is my own video on the subject. Yeah, it's not the first one, obviously. A lot of people have done it, but nothing that was satisfactory to me, and certainly nothing about the shade and recovery. I'm not sure. I'm like I know a lot of people already figured out that the healing triggers on yourself, but since it's not very intuitive, I'm not that surprised that people are like most people are recommending Shade and Archer, and this is why I really wanted, like, this passive is really why I wanted to make this video for you guys. And yeah, once again, maybe this is the key information of this video. Use Shade and Archer like most people recommend if you're farming low level content, but if you want to clear the whole game solo, just use Shade and Recovery. And honestly, thanks to that, I've been able to bring people with me, like on the level 100. I can take a friend with me, even if he's level 1, I'm going to destroy the level, thanks to this passive. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Sorry the video is kind of long, but I really wanted to show you the class and explain everything kind of in depth, because that's what I think is lacking on most people videos nowadays. So I hope that you like the content, that it will make you want to play the class. I'm honestly fond of it. I started working on some others, so maybe I'm gonna do stuff on all these later. But first, I really want to show you all dungeons level 100 cleared solo, and then I'm gonna present some more classes, I think. See you guys!